So I was scrolling through the Steam page and I was just looking for that next hot garbage game to play, and I actually found a demo of a game called Dead World. Dead World is a first-person action shooter video game set in a post-apocalyptic Argentina. As a result of several armed conflicts between different European countries, the world as we knew it was destroyed. And in all caps, the Lost Wagon! Carlos and Miguel receive a job in which they will have to go to Rosario to see what happened to a cart that was supposed to reach the Entre Rios settlement of San Diego. Features! Check each environment for resources, loot the bodies of your enemies, fight mutants and bandits alike, obtain weapons to defend yourself. Wow! Alright, after reading all that, I'm excited to get inside the world of Dead World. And since it's a free demo, it won't cost me a single peso. So the main menu is pretty basic and... Alright, well let's check out the settings. First, under video, looks like we have our graphic options here. That's really not anything out of the ordinary. It all looks pretty standard. Moving on to controls, it's not as good over here. Looks like the only thing we have is inverting or sensitivity. Okay, well this is a PC game, so I would imagine we could also see the key bindings, if not change them, but nope. Oh well, maybe there's a tutorial that the game starts with, so we'll learn everything there. So let's go ahead and start the game by clicking on stories. Looks like we have two options, The Lost Wagon and Gino's Journey, coming soon. The Lost Wagon has the same description that we read on the Steam page, while Gino's Journey looks like it sends you on a mission to breed a Schnauzer dog. That's different. As we start the game, we're greeted with some very interesting voice acting quality.
Hace mucho tiempo hubo un conflicto. Distintas naciones de Europa estaban en conflictos armados. Y un día la guerra nuclear comenzó.
Now look, I wouldn't expect a game at this level to have top-tier voice acting, but I would think they wouldn't record everything off their cell phone inside a tin can. So this old guy talks to us a little bit about the war, and then how a job was taken by Miguel that also seems to involve himself. Then we're greeted with an amazing cinematic.
Espera, creo que vi algo. No noto lo que tengas.
Real quick, how do you fire this gun? Is it like a pump thing? Because there's no trigger attached here. We fade into our main character having a nice drink by the fire, only to be interrupted and told that supplies were supposed to be delivered, but they didn't make it and lost communication. Miguel finds this important, but says, let's do it in the morning. Also, I'm pretty sure the voice acting is all from the same person. They just keep changing the pitch of their voice in editing.
Salimos mañana temprano. Dale, genial. No te preocupes, muy tarde.
So we wake up in the morning as Miguel and finally get control of our character. First thing we do is have a nice drink. We grab our gun as instructed before leaving, which only has 7 bullets, but it's understandable. It's probably rough out here. Exploring our little settlement before we leave, there's not much to see. Oh, nice drink. So we're about to leave and whoa, what is all of this? Yeah, we got all this, but I'm gonna bring a gun with 7 bullets? Yeah, so I can't pick any of this up. That makes sense. Not being able to talk to anyone else or pick anything up, we hop on our little boat. As we start our journey, our friend offers us a Milanese sandwich. Thank you. As we're moving forward, another boat shows up. No worries, our friend decides we'll just follow them. Once we arrive, Miguel decides he's gonna go in alone. And also, we can now shoot our gun. There isn't much to explore, and it's a pretty straight path to where we need to go. Approaching the building, it looks like there's people locked up in cages. Oh, whoa! Oh, that was easy. Continuing inside the building, Miguel drops one hell of a line.
¿Qué onda, hijo de puta?
I'm pretty sure reading the subtitles came off more intimidating. We get in a nice little gunfight, and this is where you learn that your gun can jam. Ah, good old Far Cry 2 mechanic. After taking out our last enemy, Max Payne style, we gather some ammo, notice a wiggly foot, kill a cockroach, have a nice drink for some health. We then get to read about a parasite that started from infecting grasshoppers to infecting dogs, cats, or even humans. So basically, there's gonna be zombies. So we heal with the bandage, watch the wiggly foot a little more, and then head on out the building. And of course, here we have mutants. we have mutants. Excuse me. After killing both with headshots, I realized that the gun audio is absurdly loud, so I try to turn it down, but that doesn't do anything. We explore the neighboring building that has a little bit of ammo and then head on back to the boat. Feeling like we made a pointless pit stop, we head towards our destination. With an abrupt loading screen, we make it to Rosario. At some point during my exploration, I realized your character cannot jump. This makes basically everything an obstacle and you have to go around it. I also discovered on my own that you can melee in this game. If there was key bindings or a tutorial, I would have known, but there wasn't. And, well, it's not very effective, so it's basically all for show. As you make your way up the street with your friend, we get an amazing cinematic with your friend getting shot by an arrow.
Carlos, ¿está bien?
Carlos! Oh, this is Carlos! I mean, I figured by the mission description, but up until this point, the game never told us. Also, where did the arrow go? Did he pull it out? Cause that was not the right thing to do, man. As Carlos decides to stay behind and bleed out, Miguel moves on. We headshot a few more mutants, and then find the cart. How is that guy even staying up like that? Miguel radios Carlos to tell him that he found the cart and 2 people who look to be shot dead, to only then be attacked by 8,000 mutants! Wait, 1, 2, 7, 5. I don't think that's 8,000. So Miguel runs for safety, no running animation included, only to wind up being held hostage by the bad guys. Sometime later, Carlos doesn't bleed out and ends up at the cart. Still not able to get a hold of Miguel, sees the bad guys and decides to follow. We fade out and fade into... what's going on? I can't do anything. I can't move. I can't turn. What's going on? So because we were stuck, we had to reload the last checkpoint. So we do it all over again. End up at the cart and whoa, I'm getting attacked. I can't move, oh God. All right, 3rd time's a charm. This time around, I realized you can pick up the crossbow from the dead body. Not much different from the handgun, and you only get 1 shot. Since I was probably killed from one of the mutants, I made sure to take them all out before I triggered the cinematic. And this time, we're in! We can control our character. What I assume, since these hands don't have gloves, we're playing as Carlos. Having to avoid the enemy with the big-ass turret, we're led to a rifle and a downed helicopter. With a little text read, a la Resident Evil, we keep moving forward, killing a few more enemies.
The moment I stepped into the room, he folded like a deuce before a royal flush.
We find the missing supplies. We then fade to Carlos back at the boat with all the supplies, and somehow by himself he brought this too. He then drives off to where the water clearly ends, but he probably makes a U-turn, giving up on Miguel and collecting payment on his own. Cause let's be honest, it's a lot more money if you don't gotta split it 2 ways. The game ends here, and from what I can assume, the old guy telling the story was Carlos, but they're all the same voice actor, so I don't know. After that, the only thing left to try is in the extras mode. What we have here is something kind of like a wave shooter where you just progress through the level killing enemies. I'll be honest, this also has its own problems, but it was a lot more fun than the story. Now, I could have ended the video right here. I played the demo of Dead World, it was free, and I got my experience. But I didn't think it was fair to make a video on a game that was a demo version of what they sell for $4.99 as a full version. It's probably not gonna be much better, but there could be a lot more of that not better. So I pulled the trigger and paid the $4.99 for the full version of this game. And guess what? It's the exact same thing! There's nothing different! It's the demo, but they're charging $4.99! There's nothing extra, there's nothing more, and well, even worse, it has achievements you unlock, but they're broken and they don't actually work or show. But for some reason, you can see them in the demo? I don't even know. I did a little digging, and apparently this game was at first somehow gonna be an open world survival game. Surprise, surprise. But I think the developer realized that was a big thing to bite into and decided they were gonna go on a smaller scale. Let me just say this. Dead World should not be charging $4.99, and it shouldn't have a demo and a full version since they're both the same thing. This game plays like an amateur student project. With saying that, if it was free and didn't charge anything, it would be pretty harsh for me to make a video on. But just the fact the developer thinks that they should charge $4.99 for this is insane. Also, when looking at the original release date of this, how far has this game really even gotten in its early access? I mean, no offense, I don't make video games, but I could probably learn and build a game better than this in the time it's taken for no real updates to come out. The content is bare minimum and way too short to have a price tag. The cinematics remind me of something like Redfall with the lack of actual animation. And the voice acting quality? Oh man! Even Potentia had some pretty bad voice acting.
Is your brain filled with spaghetti?
But the quality didn't make it all sound like it was in this huge, open, empty warehouse. Whatever you're using, change it. Dead World is a game that feels more like a concept than an actual game. And no matter how much time is behind its early access, I really don't think it's gonna get much further than it's at now. You can experience all this for free, or you can experience the free and lose out on $4.99 by buying the full version. I don't understand the thought process, but the biggest disappointment and the one thing I really give this game being bad for is I don't think I'm actually gonna get to breed the Schnauzer.